So Quest is a tabletop role-playing game designed for ease of use for therapists to use with their own social skills groups or other kinds of social groups that helps kids work on more nuanced skills. A role-playing game is a game that doesn't have a board necessarily. It's not like a roll and move type game where there is, you roll and then you move a certain amount of spaces. I came up with the idea for Quest after watching my own son, who we had brought to several social skills groups in the area that just were not appropriate for him, that didn't really work for what it was that he needed and what he was working on. And so we had him start playing a Dungeons and Dragons game with my cousin. Over the years, the development of his social skills and those of his friends, who some of them also were on the spectrum, really improved just by getting together each week, playing through these different scenarios and learning different skills that they weren't getting in other areas.
So my experience with Quest has been as a co-facilitator of one of these sessions, and what we've done is we have created sort of an alternative social skills group that really focuses on incentivizing positive social skills and having children work on specific skills like collaboration and communication in a very natural, play-induced way.
I feel that when children, teens are coming around a common interest, they're a lot more motivated.
One of the things that Quest does is it takes these kids, it pulls these kids into a narrative that they're essentially creating in collaboration with the person who is leading the group.
So we are looking at friendship development. We are looking at developing relationships based on similar interests. Through Quest, children are really able to do that in a way that is focused on things that they enjoy doing. So in this particular session, we've used the fictional world of Minecraft, that universe, in order to have kids work together to problem solve, to actually create their characters. There's a lot of imaginative play based in that, and they're making decisions collaboratively as a team, as a unit, really enhancing what's already there.
I feel like that was one of the most unique parts of the group and the most enjoyable parts that I really didn't expect, that it was really great to see the students almost test the limits and see how much they could get away with, because you have this constraint of what Minecraft is, and then you can push it and realize this is our world, this is our imagination, let's see what we can do with it.
We also have, these are just poker chips. We use them as teamwork tokens. So we try to incentivize teamwork by having them use it to help another character do something, and they put it in the middle of the table. And once they've hit a certain number over the course of the adventure, they will get a big group bonus.
Because their teammates are giving them positive feedback. Oh man, that's great. Oh, thank you. The kids are sharing, pickaxes and torches and all this kind of stuff in really authentic ways. And they're getting gratitude back, which just encourages them to do that more frequently.
There are many things that are innovative about the role-playing approach that Mastermind Adventures has pioneered in this area. It's an approach that if we are able to develop the system further, we are going to be able to involve a much wider group of helpers. That is, the therapists themselves, the counselors themselves, but we even see it going wider. It could go to practitioners that might include other educators or other kinds of community helpers in areas that can actually be very effective at directing the game and thereby delivering the benefits to children with these disorders.
There are a few different therapists who are already using things like Dungeons and Dragons in their therapy, but these are people who themselves are gamers. They already know how to run a role-playing game. And tabletop role-playing game can be very, very complex to learn and it requires a lot of knowledge to know all the rules and the ins and outs.
So we have, as therapists, we have a lot of material to get through to learn the different styles of interventions. And I played Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. I've got 16 books that are this deep, right? It is a complicated gaming system. It's just so daunting for somebody who was not born and raised a geek to look at and say, oh yeah, this is something that I can use in therapy. One of the great things about Quest is it takes the responsibility off of the therapist to do that. It is so easy to use. I can literally pick it up. I can sit down and I can understand this within half an hour. I can conceptualize it into a group and how that group would run in a really limited amount of time.
I really believe that Quest can create this ripple effect where if it becomes this established program, other places, other people are going to be able to pick it up and run with it.
Quest was something that we could develop so that we can get it into the hands of as many therapists as possible. They see that it's easy to use, it's easy to implement, it's adaptable to different themes and things that kids are already interested in, that we could make a huge impact on the social skills community.
There's a benefit to doing something different like that, that when we tap into the needs and the desires and the interests of kids, that we start looking at development a little bit differently, and that there isn't just one way to teach social skills. And I think that's sort of the beauty of Quest.
Our primary concern, and this is very typical for most development of any kind of a system going through a maturity curve, is that the system itself needs to be appropriately designed so that those practitioners can deliver the system at a very high level quality, very consistently. And this is our primary focus because we already know that the cognitive, social, and communication benefits are there, but what we need to do now is to be ensuring that that system can be delivered repeatedly with a high level of quality across all those practitioners.
What did you think of the game?
It was fun.
Yeah, tell me about what was fun about it.
Everything.